Okay, understand this, the things we talked about earlier today, all right? About my job is the most important thing to our team's mission. Everything I'm about today is the most important to us accomplishing our mission today. I'm never out of the fight. Never. Through adversity, I'm never out of the fight. As we talked about last week, like a boa constrictor, you just keep tightening, and keep tightening, and keep tightening, and keep playing till you suck the air out of them.
This edition of Southern Miss Sports Today with Todd Monken is presented by Bancorp South, right where you are, and brought to you in part by the City of Hattiesburg, a proud sponsor of Southern Miss Athletics. UPS, from figuring it out to getting it done, UPS is here to help. Hattiesburg Coca-Cola. Want a taste of everything? Drink Coke Zero with real Coke taste and 0 calories. We'll be back with This Week in Southern Miss Football right after this.
Everybody, welcome to Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Todd Monken, presented by Bancorp South. Golden Eagles just back from a trip over to the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina. They took on the Charlotte 49ers. The Golden Eagles get a 44-10 victory. They now get ready to take on the UTEP Miners this week at the Rock. But Todd, let's talk about Charlotte. Good win for the Golden Eagles. When you go back and think about that ball game, what sort of stands out?
Well, it was a methodical win for us. You know, we didn't start off as well. You know, we went for a 4th down, didn't get it, and then they came down. Our defense, though, held them to a field goal. Mike Thomas makes a big play, and really from there on out, anytime we made a mistake on special teams, our defense bailed us out, and it was a complete team win.
Another good job by the defense. They now have stopped the last 3 opponents from getting 300 yards, and other than maybe one big pass play there early in the ball game, they pretty much shut Charlotte down.
No, they didn't. There was a couple runs that broke out late. One of them was we ended up getting back with a penalty, but we've played very well the last 3 weeks. Really haven't given up a lot of big plays. We've shut down the run, made teams one-dimensional, and that's a sign of a good defense.
I was going to say, where have you seen the defense get better? Where has this defense improved from game 1 to right now?
Well, first of all, we played some pretty good opponents with pretty good quarterbacks. You know, we played Nebraska, we played Mississippi State, and we played Texas State with a really good quarterback. So when you play against good quarterbacks, they're going to find a way to make plays. Beyond that, I think our defense is playing better together. I think we're making fewer mistakes in terms of how we fit things. Their touchdown that came Saturday was one of those mistakes, but I think they're just playing better together.
Having a lot more success here getting to the quarterback than did last year, and that sort of makes it easier for both those linebackers and the secondary when you're putting pressure on that quarterback all the time.
It does. We're athletic up front. We've played some teams that throw it a little bit more than we did last year, and we're winning. The more you're up, the more the other team's going to throw it, and it puts yourself in a position to get more sacks.
Offensively, a good afternoon for the Golden Eagles. What stood out offensively for you?
Well, we didn't turn it over. That's the first thing. We didn't turn it over. We were really good on 3rd downs, and we were pretty good in the score zone at getting touchdowns. And that offset our lack of we've been getting a lot of explosive plays. We didn't get as many. But if you're converting on 3rd downs, then you don't have to be nearly as explosive. You're going to control the game that way. If you're not very good on 3rd downs, you better be very explosive. So those were the positives. It was a little bit choppy with all the different looks we got, but in the end it was enough, and I'm proud of our guys.
This was a Golden Eagle offense too. No surprise. Mike Thomas had a big ball game. Casey Martin, some big catches in there for you. Corey Robertson off the bench had a big touchdown catch. So Nick was able to move the football around to different receivers.
He did. He had a couple of critical errors of when to throw it away. But beyond that, He was accurate. He knew where to go with the football. And again, a little bit more difficult with all the looks, makes you a little bit choppy, but I thought he played well.
Another good ball game for the senior Jalen Richard. Had over 100 yards running and then had the 95-yard kickoff return. That was great to see.
Oh, that's huge. You know, to get a miscellaneous touchdown right after they had scored to make it, I think it was 30-10 at the time. And you never know. You're on the road, and if you don't move it and they go score again, that kind of, again, we've been good at that the last few weeks of just making a play and then you exhale a little bit and you've built that lead back up.
Well, it was Southern Miss and the Charlotte 49ers this past Saturday afternoon over in Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's go back and take a look at the highlights. Out of the shotgun, and the handoff will go to the running back, and not much there for Phillips. He is pushed back by the Golden Eagles. Mullins a play action fake. He's going to throw it to the sidelines wide open. DJ Thompson makes a catch, got hit, and takes the snap and going to keep it himself around the right side and get tripped up and dropped for a loss by Denarius Antoine. In motion goes Richard, a slant, caught by Mike Thomas, breaks away, and it's a foot race at the 50, the 30, the 20. He's at the 10, and he's going to score a touchdown, Southern Miss. Mike Thomas broke a tackle around the 40-42-yard line, and nobody back there to stop him. And he sprints to the end zone, and the Golden Eagles take the lead, 6-3 on the touchdown pass from Mullins to Thomas. McNeil, the quarterback, takes the snap, play action fake, throws left side. That one's caught out there by one of the wide receivers who looks for room. Now is going to come back inside the 5, trying to go around the other way, and Kalen Reed dives under a blocker and brings him down. Back down, kick is up, on the way long enough, and the kick is going to be right down the middle. McNeil, and he hands it off to Phillips, who tries the left side and gets pushed back by 2 or 3 Golden Eagles. Charlotte back to work. And McNeil drops to throw after a play action fake, and he got sacked. A couple of Golden Eagles in on top of him, and leading the way, Dylan Bradley, who's one of the leaders in the country. And play action fake. Nick looking to throw over the middle, got a man, and Ricky Parks pulls it in, stumbling and fighting his way down inside the 30-yard line. Ricky, who's been banged up a little bit, came that time up the field, down the center of the field. As Mullins works off the right hash, in the pocket, under pressure, got away, pulls away, looks upfield, throws upfield, batted into the air, caught for a touchdown. Batted up in the air, Marini leaped up and grabbed it and came down with possession in the end zone. That's a touchdown, Southern Miss.
Well, good job by Nick Mullins by making the first guy miss and kind of scrambling out of the pocket.
McNeil takes the snap, a draw play to Bowie. He got hit the minute he had the football. Out of the shotgun. Play action fake to Phillips, throws long to the end zone, got a man, and it's broken. Oh, it's intercepted! Kalen Reed reached up, kind of tapped it in the air with one hand, and then caught it with both hands. An interception in the end zone, and the Golden Eagles get it right back. Mullins takes the snap to Richard, big hole left side, across the 40, a 45, the 50, cuts back in. He takes it down to the Charlotte 42. Mullins takes the snap, looks to throw, got a man over the middle, and traffic throws it, and it is caught or not. Corey Robertson coming to the left side. Did he hang on? He did. Touchdown, Southern Miss. Corey Robertson. Ito in motion now to the left side. Mullins looking, throws over the middle. That one is going to be caught for a touchdown, Southern Miss. Casey Martin coming across the middle in some traffic, but Casey made the catch, wrapped up, and went down for a touchdown. So Brewer from the 35 boots it away, short kick. Richard going to have a return from the 5 near the right hash. At the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, right side at the 40. Richard still on his feet. It's a foot race down the right sideline. Richard, they won't catch him. Jalen Richard, touchdown, Southern Miss. Richard with about a 95-yard kickoff return. There are no flags on the play. He got some great blocking up around the 20, found a seam, outraced the kicker to the sidelines, and that's a touchdown, Southern Miss. Quarterback McNeil takes the snap, looking to throw, and it's intercepted by the Golden Eagles. Eagles pick it off. Darian Yancey's got it. Yancey at the 20, 15 with a blocker out in front, and Armstrong caught from behind and brought down. So Darian Yancey, the freshman, the redshirt freshman out of Auburn, Alabama, gets a first career interception. Handoff, Richard, right tackle, and touchdown, Southern Miss. Boy, Jalen Richard making it look easy today.
He really did. Just a simple handoff to the right side, a read play, and Jalen Richard hit the hole hard and basically just walks in untouched.
All right, first down and 10 for Charlotte. McNeil in the quarterback, going to throw it long left side, and it's intercepted going down by Cornell Armstrong. Armstrong had the coverage and played it perfectly. Out of the shotgun, McNeil looking to throw under pressure. He's going to go down. He is sacked. Thornton is the deep man in that pistol formation. And again, it's Thornton off left tackle, breaks a tackle at the 25, at the 20, and he takes it down to near the 14-yard line. The Eagles have picked up the win, 44-10 over the Charlotte 49ers. So the Eagles go to 5-3 on the year.
People ship all kinds of things.
But what if that thing is a few 100,000 doses of flu vaccine
That need to be kept at 41 degrees.
while being shipped to a country where it's 90 degrees in the shade?
Sound hard? Yeah.
Does that mean people in Laos shouldn't get their vaccine?
We didn't think so.
From figuring it out to getting it done.
We're here to help.
Thank you so much for this prestigious award. I would like to thank my friends and family.
It's time for your homework.
Coming, Mama. As I was saying, I would also like to thank my educators for all they've done with me. Without them, I couldn't do anything.
And the winner of the first place award for small cities is Hattiesburg, Mississippi for the Education Initiative.
What are you doing back there, Haley?
Feeling like a winner.
And we're back, Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Todd Monken, presented by Bank Corp South. Time now to meet one of the Golden Eagles seniors. Our guest today, Lance Shuford. He is the senior deep snapper for the Golden Eagles out of Prattville, Alabama. And Todd, I think Lance was here before you got here, but it's a pretty good valuable thing to have as a guy that's as accurate and as good as he has at deep snapping on your football team.
No question, and he's been one of our leaders. And you know, it's hard to say that a long snapper continues to get better, but he is better now than he was when I first got here. And again, it's comforting. You rarely know the guy's name unless he snaps a bad one, and that's never been the case.
And he is a guy, as you said, is one of the leaders. I don't know if that's unusual for a guy who's a deep snapper to be a leader, but he's a guy the rest of the guys look up to because he's been a part of Southern Miss football for so long.
He has. You know, those fifth-year guys, they were here in 11. And they saw the peak of this program and have been through the tough times and have been a big part of us. The guys that have stayed have turning this back around.
That's one of those positions, too. It's as a specialist. I'm not sure years ago you'd have recruited a guy necessarily just to be a deep snapper, but now you see guys in junior college and high school who are coming out as deep snappers.
Without a doubt. And there's nothing worse than not having somebody that can snap it. So we have two on scholarship right now. We have Cody Block and Lance. That's how much we believe in it and how important it is to our team.
Well, here's a guy who's done a great job in his career at Southern Miss as the deep snapper, the long snapper for the Golden Eagles. So let's spend a few minutes and meet up close and personal Golden Eagle senior Lance Shuford.
Rocky kick is going.
What made me come to Southern Miss was the last weekend of recruiting, obviously my senior year. Coach Fedora and them asked me to come down for a visit, and things worked out, and they needed a snapper. I was committed to UAB at the time to play center. I was 260 pounds. I was an offensive lineman, but I kind of chose to come here, which I thought was a better program, a better school, and just continue playing here. Becoming a deep snapper basically resulted because I was a center in high school, and I played center, and I didn't even deep snap until my senior year of high school, and I got pretty good at it. And once I got to Southern Miss, the challenges of being a snapper were a little bit different because you turn into being a specialist, as in playing the whole game and then snapping. Now you have to go out and perform on one play. It actually put a lot more pressure than I realized. So my first year, it took me a little while to get that underneath my belt, but then once I understood what being a specialist was and how to perfect that one job, it became a piece of cake. I guess it's the biggest challenge of being a deep snapper would probably be being perfect. You know, if you mess up just a slight bit, people are going to notice, and it can affect the play. You know, if it's a bad snap on a field goal, it's going to mess up the hold, and then turn around, it's not going to put 3 points on the board. So nobody notices when the 3 points do get put on the board, but they definitely notice when they don't because of what you did. As being a leader for the special teams, I definitely take punt very seriously. I've been the punt snapper for going on 4 years now. We've never had a block since I've been here or a bad snap. So, you know, I told the freshmen the first day in the spring, I said, we've never had a block punt, it's not going to happen now. So I do take pride in certain aspects of special teams, and when it's special teams at practice, I do try to verbally lead and, you know, get people going in the right direction, because special teams aren't the easiest thing to practice. A lot of people don't want to at the time, but that's all I do practice, so I'm ready when special teams time comes. Well, I think the biggest challenge for our special teams, relating to the past couple of years, is we've been pretty low on depth, where our defensive starters and some of our offensive starters have had to be starters on special teams, and covering a punt and then turning around and having to play 3 downs of defense is pretty hard. So this year we have a lot of good athletes in here. We have a lot of depth. We have mainly just some guys that will play just special teams for us, and that's their one play. That's what we always say is one play and out. You know, that's the one time you get to shine, so go out there and make the play, and that can get you on the field for defense or offense. I always tell the younger guys when they get here, especially about special teams, it's about learning the game of football before you can perform to your highest ability. You know, you might be a fast guy, might hit hard, but in high school, that's all you did was run down the field and hit people. Here we have specific jobs, specific techniques that if you're out of line, it's going to mess up your buddy, and he's going to miss the tackle, and it's a touchdown. So that's one of the bigger things you have to teach the younger guys, is to understand the game instead of just playing wildly. And then when you understand the game and can play wildly, that's when you get good special teams. I'm a general business major here at Southern Miss. I hope to obviously step off into the business world and be a manager of some type of maybe of some business or any kind of selling stuff. I like talking to people. I'm a people person, so anything to do with that.
The 2001 season began in the rain on September 1st at the Rock in Hattiesburg when the Golden Eagles defeated Oklahoma State 17-9. Quarterback Jeff Kelly completed 22 of 36 passes for 277 yards and a touchdown, while Dwayne Woods rushed 25 times for 70 yards and another score. Wide receiver Chris Johnson caught 7 passes for 92 yards, and wide receiver Leroy Handy had 6 catches for 82 yards. Oklahoma State could manage only 3 field goals against the Golden Eagle defense. A 17-9 season-opening victory over Oklahoma State on September 1st, 2001 will always be remembered as one of the great moments in Southern Miss football.
Come on, Dathan, get up off the ground. Come on. Say hit. Good, that's better, but don't get turned. You got me, Dathan? Dathan, when I'm making contact here, don't let my hips turn and open up, okay? Fight to keep your hips square. You got me?
My start, I guess, with football, like you said, started off with all sports. As a kid, I played basketball, football, soccer, a little baseball, and I was actually a pretty good athlete in all sports. So it was tough, I guess, to finally make a decision. And that decision didn't come until maybe almost 11th grade. I was first picking Little League All-Star basketball team and pretty good point guard. I started 8th grade, 9th grade, and JV basketball in the 8th grade. And in my 9th grade year, I chose a school based on basketball, and I went there. I was just a kicker on football team and playing varsity on the basketball team, won state championship as a 9th grade and 10th grader. And I was the backup running back. Started a junior season. Started on the defensive side, I played both ways, kicker. So the starting running back in our jamboree ended up injuring himself. He hurt his ankle, and they put me in, and I kind of stole the show just in a jamboree game, and never looked back from there. Ended up leading the state in scoring, and I then realized that, you know what, my future is in football. I still did track. I stopped playing basketball my junior year, kind of focused on football. So that's kind of how my career started out. But I've been playing football since I was 7 years old, and during my time we had a bunch of talent in my neighborhood, probably about 15 or 20 Division I guys just right in my neighborhood. So it was a pretty competitive time. I think the hardest thing as a coach is to understand that everybody's individual. Understand that you're individual and you have your thoughts and the way that you learn, the way that you communicate, and the way that you think. But having a respect for the other kids that they're individuals. They don't think like you. They don't study the way that you do. They don't learn the way that you do. They don't communicate the way that you do. And that's okay, because that's who they are. And I can respect who they are and help them to be better version of themselves. But they don't have to be me. They don't have to do it my way. They don't have to dress the way that I do. They don't have to speak the way that I speak. They don't have to agree with me to a certain extent, but long as they respect what I say and my opinion. But at the end of the day, I think speaking to each kid individually goes a long way. They appreciate that. They feel like they're a person and that you understand them and respect who they are. Wearing the black and gold here at Southern Miss is pride. You know, it's like you're playing for the everyday guy, the hard working class man. You know, it's not a lot of bells and whistles. It's to bring your hard hat and lunch pail, and we're gonna work hard and we're gonna play hard and we're gonna compete, and just developing that toughness. So for me, you know, putting on the black, and I really look at it as the black, and I think all the kids love to wear black, but black symbolizes toughness, you know, the ability to overcome adversity, you know, just together, whether everybody believe in you or not, it's just saying that, you know what, we can go out there and do it, and it doesn't matter who we're doing it against. So that's what it means to wear black to me.
Southern Miss fans, show your pride with real Golden Eagles gear from the official online store, shop.southernmiss.com. You'll find everything a Golden Eagles fan needs, from jerseys to sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. With an awesome selection of Golden Eagles products, including official team merchandise from Russell, when it comes to Golden Eagles pride, there's only one place real Southern Miss fans go, shop.southernmiss.com.
And we're back, Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Todd Monken, presented by Bank Corp South. Golden Eagles are getting ready to turn their attention towards the UTEP Miners, and we'll talk about the Miners in just a minute. But Todd, we just saw a feature a bit ago on running backs coach John Simon, a guy who's been with you since you got here at Southern Miss, but a guy, your connection with him goes way back to your Louisiana Tech and his Louisiana Tech days.
No question, he played for me there. My first year there, I was coaching the running backs, and the second year I moved to receivers and convinced him he ought to move over there and be kind of a hybrid receiver running back, and always one of my favorite players. He was a guy that could always get it done, very smart, and a special player, and is a special person.
He's a guy who made it to the NFL, played professional football for a number of years. How important is that to have a guy who's knows the college game but also has some a little bit of that knowledge about the professional game?
Well, it's very important as long as he has all the other things you're looking for. You know, he's loyal, he works hard, he has a tremendous bond with his players. And then to be able to say, hey, this is what I did, I've been where you've been, and then I made it to the next level, I think is important. But more importantly, it's who he's about as a person, as a worker, as a man.
when you look at the Golden Eagle running backs too, you've had so much success running the football, and I'm sure he gets a lot of credit for that because he's done a great job of getting those guys ready each and every week.
No doubt. He's, like I said, he's done a great job with those guys. It was tough early. You know, last year Jalen got hurt, and we've played Edel, we've played young guys, so it's hard. You know, you're constantly trying to motivate those guys in a lot of ways, and he's done a great job.
All right, UTEP will be at the Rock for a Halloween afternoon game here in Hattiesburg. They are a team that their records may be a little deceiving. They won over the weekend. They're a much better football team than maybe their record indicates. They've had some injuries, right?
Well, we went through that last year. We went down there and, you know, played Cole, and we didn't have Nick. Well, they've been without their quarterback the last 3.5 weeks, and he's a coach's kid. He makes them go. I mean, he's an efficient thrower, athletic, very accurate. So they're a lot better with him. I think their team, you could just feel how much better they had played with him in the game. And so we'll have our hands full. And they've got a bunch of guys back from injuries. They were banged up early, and they've got some of those guys back. So it's important for us to come out and start fast.
When they're healthy and their quarterback's healthy, what do they like to do? Are they more running team, more passing team? What do they like to do?
Well, Sean Kugler, their head coach, does a great job. He's an O-line coach, so they're going to play physical. They're going to use their tight ends. They're running more of a conventional offense with this quarterback, downhill, power, counter. They'll run some of the fly sweep stuff, but really it's not a QB run offense per se, but it's run, play action, take shots down the field. And
you're back home at the Rock for a Halloween afternoon ball game. It'd be great to be back home. You've been home a few times here in the month of October, but on the road as well. But it'd be nice to be back in front of the whole home crowd.
No question. Our routine's the same. There's nothing like playing at home in front of your family and friends. And this one's critical. We got a bye week the next week, and there's nothing more important than getting a win right before the bye week.
And this team has done such a good job of taking it, as you've told them, you know, one game at a time, one quarter at a time, you know, one play at a time. Your team's really done a good job of that.
They have. They've done a great job. We've been through 8 weeks of the season, and really, in all 8 weeks, we've had good weeks of practice. Some better than others, but really, I can't think of one where I felt like, boy, we're pulling our team as opposed to coaching them, and that's what you want. You want a team you coach, not pull.
All right, we'll see you next week.
All right, John.
All right, the Golden Eagles and the UTEP Miners on Saturday at the Rock. That's a 1:30 kickoff. Again, it's Halloween afternoon. All kinds of crazy stuff going on campus and at the Rock as the Golden Eagles take on the Miners. Don't forget, Monday night we're at Mugshots Grill and Bar in Hattiesburg for the Golden Eagle Hotline. Come on by, spend some time with us, and talk a little Golden Eagle football. That'll do it. Have a great week, everybody. See you next time. Another inside look into Golden Eagle football.
This edition of Southern Miss Sports Today with Todd Monken has been presented by Bancorp South, right where you are, and brought to you in part by the City of Hattiesburg, a proud sponsor of Southern Miss Athletics. UPS, from figuring it out to getting it done, UPS is here to help. Hattiesburg Coca-Cola. Want a taste of everything? Drink Coke Zero with real Coke taste and 0 calories. This has been a presentation of IMG, America's home for college sports.